Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. We are back on the original Assetto Corsa for some World Touring Car action. Gonna get straight into it. We have a little bit of practice left, so we're gonna get a few laps in before the driver's briefing starts. Welcome, Iris. So yeah, we have until final 10 minutes of practice are dedicated to the driver's briefing. I've already done a few laps before starting the stream here. I might need to quickly restart the stream. While the driver's briefing takes place, I think I forgot to change something from when I was recording yesterday. Fighting a bit of on-par oversteer. So, while I get a few more practice laps in, talk a bit about what we have on tonight. This is the first round of the World Touring Car Cup, being ran by Onid on the original Assetto Corsa. We are at, as you can probably tell, Suzuka. And we're running the east layout. So when we get to the S's here, turning left through Dunlop Curve, we take a sudden right here. That leads us around this long right-hander onto the final corner. Give a bit of a slipstream run to the line. And yeah, we then head back down the start-finish straight down towards T1 and 2. And then into the S's once more. Very quick lap around here of about 54 seconds. Or if you're one of the quickest, you can dip into the 53s. Another thing to mention is you'll notice in the leaderboards, everyone has been assigned to a pro, to the pro or AM class, as denoted in the brackets at the end of their name. As we catch a bit of traffic, getting stuck behind someone on a night lap. Everything here is modded, so it is. There's 7 different touring cars. I'm in the BMW 320i. Suzuka itself is obviously modded. This mod is a port from ACC. So still a Kunos track. The BMW, the only rear-wheel drive car in the field. So yeah, we'll have to park up for the briefing. So you can see they're saying of the practice times in P7, 6.5 tenths off the quickest practice time. At the moment, quite a few BMWs in the top half. But yeah, we've got Chevy Cruze, Seat Leon, a Opel Vectra, a Lada Granta, Volkswagen Scirocco. Anything else? Volvo C30. So yeah, quite a few cars up and down the grid. Nice bit of variety. But yeah, I am going to try and pause the stream for a moment just to fix a quick setting change. So hopefully I don't break it, and back in half a minute, let's say. Okay, so that should be the stream back up now, and it should be in the proper quality. So, just to go through the format for this series, we obviously have the practice session, then we will run into a 10-minute qualifying session, which you can see at the top of the screen, and then we run into our first of 3 races each evening, which will be a 20-minute race. It should have +1 lap. There's been a little error in this server. It'll not have the +1 lap, so just 20 minutes. So yeah, then we will switch servers. And then in the second server, we'll be having our second race, which will be 20 minutes plus 1 lap again. And then we'll go into the third race, which will have a partial reverse grid, somewhere between the top 6 and 12 places being reversed. That will be, yeah, as I said, randomized. We will know in advance, or I think we should know in advance, what position that is between the first 2 races that draw takes place. But yeah, if we could find ourselves towards the front of the race 3 field, judging by the practice time. What else? So, something else to mention, there is success ballast in this series. The top 12 drivers will be getting ballast from 6 kilos for P12 all the way up to 72 kilos for P1, working in increments of 6 kilos. So if we were to finish as we were in practice here in P7, we would have 36 kilos, quite a bit. That's quite a bit. Maybe at one stage we might, I don't think we'll get up to 72 kilos. It would be nice, but unlikely. But yeah, anything else for this series? I've gone through 3 races, classes, success ballast. Yeah, that's just about everything. So we're pretty much waiting for the server to take over to qualifying, or maybe we'll get a couple of laps in at the end of quali here. We'll have to wait and see. Looks like qualifying has just finished. Just time to look through the setups, see if we can just go try reducing this. Head out for a couple of laps before practice, and hopefully if I've read the description correctly, this should help a bit, put the power down a bit better. I don't really feel like this is better. Just about matching our personal best in that lap. As we start our final practice lap before quali begins. Just going a little bit quicker here. Only by like a few hundredths. But yeah, that is the end of practice. I want to try going the other way with this part of the diff. Try going up to 70, and I just realized I can also get the suspension a little bit lower. After having taken a little bit of fuel out. So we have a bit of time here, what, 90 seconds, minute and a half, before quali begins. It's certainly very tight in this mid-pack of Pro. We've got 4 of us separated by half a tenth from P4 to P7. Yeah, what's this? Another 4 cars separated by just over half a tenth, this time 5 separated within a tenth. it is very close up and down the pack here. Of course, helped by a very short track here at Suzuka East. But yeah, we're going to try and get out here. Right at the start of quali. Of course, the one downside of very packed grid. We've got nearly 30 cars, maybe about 26 cars here today. And a 54-second lap is that, yeah, there's just about enough space for each car to have 2 seconds of spacing. Of course, if anyone gets greedy, I'll only make it a bit more difficult to find space. Not to mention the variety of pace Not sure if this diff setting has helped. Big moment of oversteer over that curb. Just slightly touching the grass on the exit. Gives us a 54.6. Couple of tenths off what we did in practice. Yeah, I think I'm going to go back on the diff change. Better run through the final couple of corners here. Find a 10th. But still 10th off what we did in practice. Getting a bit of a slipstream down into the first couple of corners. Low curb for the car in front. Ran wide, got on the grass, which really didn't help. Nearly halfway through the session now. Picking up quite a bit of time in the first couple of corners. Up 3/10. Can we get one more lap in here before we hit traffic? Bit of a front left lock up, or front right, sorry. Using a bit of engine braking to help slow the car down. Just got on the grass to spin the car around. So currently sitting P2, half second off the pole time, but still P2 is P2. I'm just going to try the diff back down at 50. This isn't a good bit of track position. In fact, I'm going to try and wait about 30 seconds to try and get in that gap that I just missed by like 5 seconds. Falling down to P3 here. Yeah, and this seems like a bit of a nice gap to slot into. Don't have long in the session left, only just over 2 minutes. Yeah, so we'll only get 2 flying laps in. A couple of cars coming out of the pits, hopefully they don't hold us up. So we fire the car into turn 1. Just want to give myself a little bit more of a gap. But I have a car right behind me. Car feels a little bit more stable. Big lock up for the car in front. I don't think I was quite committed enough into T1 and 2 there. Yeah, session has finished. Wasn't going to improve on that lap. I'm going to be a little bit cheeky here. I do just want to try a practice start. Just with the first race coming up, I think that'd be handy. Go put in 13 litres of fuel for the race again. I'm not sure about the diff. I'm going to try 70 for the race. I think it's going to be quite difficult for us to gain any positions this race from P3, but trying to hold on to P3 I think will be a bit of a challenge. The main thing is going to be not to make any mistakes. It can be a bit difficult to pass here. You know, there isn't an easy overtaking opportunity. So not making any mistakes, and yeah, you might be able to hold on. Won't need to worry about understeer like the front wheel drives. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I didn't wanted to avoid the front wheel drive understeer, which actually having then driven the front wheel drives isn't too bad. Of course, being touring cars, they're actually well made and well set up, and they don't understeer that much. And it's not like they have much off-throttle oversteer either. In fact, they understeer more when they're off-throttle than on-throttle. So here we go, third on the grid. On the left-hand side here. See, it's a BMW 123 here. Then we have Chevy, Seat Leon, another BMW in 6th, then another Chevy in 7th, BMW, Chevy, BMW. So Chevy in 11th, no, and Opel Vectra breaks the pattern. So not too long from the race start here. Find our clutch bite point, going for about 30% here. is an alright launch. Not that great compared to the other BMWs, to be honest. Nearly too wide for first and second up front. This looks like BMWs from P6 is nearly got up to P4 behind us. As they are continuing to be side by side in front, that's allowed us to catch up into the S's. But we've broken away a bit from the cars behind. Second and a half, the gap behind. Through turns 1 and 2 again into the S's. Car behind closing up quite a bit that lap. That's a 54.8, 54.3 for the car behind. So the cars around us pretty much doing quali times already. In the first flying lap of this race. Car behind then 55.0, losing that time. I think they maybe got held up with a bit of traffic coming out of pit lane there. Just got a couple of wheels on the grass there. So 54.9 lost a few tenths to the car behind. That's a sort of mistake, as mentioning earlier, just need to avoid. Luckily we had the breathing space behind us to not be immediately under pressure, even lose the space. Making sure not to make the same mistake this time. Down to 54.3, practically matched by the car behind. Trying to run a bit more speed into turns 1 and 2, just running a little bit wide because of it. curb, really unsettling the car there. Got the mistake out of the way nice and early. Well, that's provided we don't make any more. Didn't quite get the right line through that final corner, but kept out of the grass, which is the main thing. Built a few attempts on the car behind. Looks like we're coming up to traffic this race. Just running a little bit deep into turn 1. Subsequently turn 2. Flag car off. Very awkward point here to catch a lapped car. Get to the inside of them through the final corner. Definitely cost us quite a bit of time there. Car behind still has to pass the lapped car. Maybe they'll lose just as much time. Can see smoke from someone locking up ahead. Looks like the car behind lost even more time. They lost a second that last lap. We also beat their best time that lap by only 1,000th. Good run through turns 1 and 2, sees us a couple of tenths up on the Delta. Oh, great run into the S's though. Dropping a bit of time. Coming up on another lapped car. Try and get a good run out of the final corner. Maybe get past them with the slipstream down into T1. Just hitting the limiter into T1. Couple of wheels on the grass there, but not losing too much time. Quite a bit of a slide over the final corner. But 2.5 second gap to the car behind. Certainly quite a bit of breathing room. But with more lapped cars up ahead, nothing is safe. Good run through the S's. Sending personal best lap. 8 got the gap further to the car behind now, 3.5 seconds. Yeah, they drove into the back of them as they kindly lifted us through. Eight and a half minutes left in the race. Four-second gap now to the car behind. See car well off into the runoff. Going to get underneath this lapped car. Not sure if they were intentionally letting me through there or we're just running wide as a mistake. Car in front getting onto the grass. That allows us to get past them. Now we've got a bit of clear track in front of us. 4.5 second gap to the car behind. They still have a bit of traffic to navigate. A little bit deep into turns 1 and 2. Get a bit of understeer there. Taking a little nibble of grass. Still running faster than the car behind though. Just noticed how high the front left pressure is, up at 26 psi. The ideal pressure seems to be 25. Just over 5 minutes to go. Missed that apex horribly. Just noticed we've had a change for position behind. see how much the carbs, the inside carbs can help rotate the car. They're just getting way too much rotation that time round. I have a 12-second gap on the car behind. Three laps to go. Have 3 laps of fuel bang on pretty much. It's actually a little bit tight for fuel. Can maybe do a bit of lift and coast into T1 just to be safe. Two laps to go. Starting to catch up to another lapped car. In no hurry to pass them as we have a 15-second gap now to the car behind. Stay out wide through this part of the SS3, which is greatly appreciated. Couple of bounces on the grass. We'll cross the line to start the final lap. Just noticed at one point there is a change for the lead. Pole sitter dropping back to second place. Finding another lapped car that doesn't really seem to know what they want to do. And across the line then. And out of fuel. That was cutting it tight. That's for sure. That was definitely cutting it tight. With the next races having +1 lap on them, definitely going to need another litre of fuel. And that should cover us for safety and the extra lap. With the lap being so short and these cars being quite efficient, you can see 1 litre of fuel is nearly 2 laps. Want to take a little bit of pressure out of the front. And then just going to save this setup so we can quickly load it in the next server. Yeah, nice podium, good way to start out the series. Now, I don't know exactly when the success ballast comes in. I don't know if it's a round per round or a race per race thing. I want to say it'll be round per round. You know, that's a little bit more realistic. And a little bit easier admin side. But, hey, who knows? Finished that race with 14-second lead over 4th place. And yeah, best placed Amcar up in P6. Yeah, Alfie could have got caught in traffic. Can try and see here. Oh, 1 minute 2 lap time. I think that might be when they lost the lead. I can see lap 20 there. 1 minute 20 seconds. That lap time is far from ideal, for sure. But yeah, that is the first race. Oh, I need to... that's... Hang on 1 second. There we go. Yeah, fastest lap in that race. We can quickly look. Was a 53.6 from Alfie, 53.9 from the car that won the race, James. We had 54.1. Can see quite a few 54.3s down the pack. But yeah, definitely you can see where there's a few quicker cars that just find themselves struggling with consistency or making mistakes either or. That seen them drop further back than they should be. I'm just going to switch over to the screen for a sec while we wait for the second race to boot up. I'm going to just get a drink and cool off for a couple of minutes. So yeah, take a quick couple of minute break and we'll be back for race 2 very shortly. Right, I am back. Welcome, welcome. Had a quick little change. I was getting a little bit warm, and also you might just see it in the reflection of my glasses here. Lit a candle. Room was a little dark, so I thought, let's uh, bring a little bit of light in with a candle. Why not? I think, let me just quickly check. I think we're still waiting for the server to come up. No, it has come up. Yep, it looks like the server is up. So we will get to joining. So here we are. And the server once more. The practice session will get forwarded once everyone is in. It shouldn't be too long. So it looks like we'll have another 10-minute quali session. Set the grade for race 2. And then race 3 will have the reverse grid, as they say. It'll be the top 11 that are reversed. So if we finish P3 again, we'll be starting P9. Which is could be quite interesting for the final race. But of course, we have to get there first. We have to get there first, and who knows how this quali and race session will go. It seemed very tight, sort of 3rd to 7th in the practice, and in the quali wasn't too far from. We find ourselves on the slow end, on the bottom end of that group in practice. Find ourselves then top end for quali. We'll see how that goes into this quali session. Our race pace wasn't too bad. Second lap was a bit slow. Took us an extra lap to really get up to proper race pace compared to a couple of cars around us. But yeah, we'll have to see. There will definitely be some cars looking for redemption here. Yeah, a couple of cars looking for redemption indeed. So yeah, we'll just have to wait here for the session to be forwarded. bit longer. It looks like one more car has joined. Looks like we might be waiting on a couple more people just to join back. I recognize a couple of names that aren't currently in. Nope. Was not ready for the session to take over. Looks like quite a few people weren't quite ready. Technically out with more fuel than I need to have, but I'll be alright. And we're still second in the queue. So then here we go for our first flying lap. Will most likely not be our fastest lap for the session. Alfie running a bit wide through turns 1 and 2 on our opening lap. That should hopefully be a good exit out of the final corner. Starting off with 54.6, which isn't too bad, especially for a first flying lap. A couple of cars coming out of the pits well in front of us. Hopefully we don't catch them in this stint, but we very likely will. Finding a bit of time through turns 1 and 2. Try and find a bit of time through the S's. A little bit of a cut technically through the sort of penultimate corner into the final corner. No as good of an exit, but we've still gained 3 tenths over the lap. 54.3. Holding on second place, or falling third now, but just 11 thousandths quicker than the car behind. A little late to turn in for the left-hander there. You gotta turn in quite early. A little bit of understeer there, car sliding around. Hitting the limiter between the S's into the final corner. A little bit of grass, but get away with it. Much better exit. Find nearly a 10th. And given that we have extra fuel, we'll probably just run the whole session in this one stint. Hopefully this car doesn't hold us up here. Find nearly a quarter of a second. Just stepping into the 53s. Big lockup from the car in front. Probably gonna have to bail on this lap. Yeah, gonna have to bail on this lap. Just not having the space. In this very awkward position now, to be honest. So just gotta go slowly here. Probably take this bit of track position for hopefully the remainder of the session. Though the car in front already running really wide is a bit concerning. May need to pump up that rear right tire by 1 psi. Yeah, get pipped to P2 by the car behind. In a bit tight to turn 2. Bit tight into turn 4, the right-hander there as well. Waiting for the car to grip up, kind of using a bit of umpire oversteer to help keep the car out of the grass. But kind of lost a bit of time throughout that lap. Not a great run through turns 1 and 2, and coming up to a bit of traffic isn't going to help. Bit of track position here. Can just about get up to speed for starting this lap. Not a lot of time left in the session. Lost time through the final corner. This will be our last lap of the session. A little bit too much oversteer there of the right-hander. Find a little bit of time through the final corner will be enough. It'll just be enough for P2. By 16 thousandths. Just grabbing P2. Yeah, and through the sector still had 4 thousandths in the middle 400ths in the middle sector, sorry. Another 3.5 hundredths in the first. With Gus to just within 2/10 of the pole time. But yeah, that was last lap 2. As you can see, it was sort of done in the first sec. It's really done on the middle sector compared to that previous best, the other 53.9. Yeah, great middle sector there of the penultimate lap, just didn't quite convert it in the final sector. But yeah, main thing is we need a good start here. The start wasn't quite good enough compared to the other BMWs. We could very easily lose out on P2 here off the line. And to be honest, if I lost P2 going into turn 1, I wouldn't be the most annoyed. I mean, I would happily take P3 again, but if we can keep P2, that would be a nice little bonus. Does mean we lose a position on the grid for next race, which is one of the reasons why it's a bit of a toss-up. But yeah, we will see. So we'll be on the inside then. Just check the fuel. Oh, that is a little tight. I'm just going to go 1 more litre just to be safe. Because the race... Last race was 23 laps. This will be 20 minutes plus a lap. So this one should be 24 laps. That was 24.1. That's less safety margin than we had in the last one. It said like 23.3. So, obviously, with finding a little bit of pace, a little bit more fuel consumption. Just having higher revs through the corners and a little more on time on throttle. But yeah, we should be able to hold on to P3 at least going into T1. We should just have that little bit of the rear-wheel drive launch advantage compared to the front-wheel drives that occupy 4th and 5th behind us. Can see the 2 Chevys in our rearview mirror. Getting ready for the start now. Just got caught up behind the leader a bit. Oh, 2nd place has gone deep. Carried in a bit too much speed. There wasn't any door-to-door contact on my end, at least. Maybe there was a bit of lag and a bit of contact on their end. But as far as I'm concerned, it was a hard fight side by side through the opening corners. But we've held on to P2. Can see another BMW, I think, in the rearview mirror has got up to P3 now. But yeah, that's a hard battle. Had to back out of the throttle in towards turn 1 to make sure I didn't run into the back of the leader. And then just trying to leave room for the other car into the S's. Maybe left a little bit too much room through the left-hander. But then they just carried a bit too much speed. Big slide for the leader. They'll just about gather it up in time. Before we catch up. Now we have a bit of a slide out of the final corner. We'll be in the slipstream now. Fastest lap of the race with, of course, the leader making that mistake. Leader dipping a wheel onto the grass. But we'll hit the limiter before we get to T1. We have nice margin to the cars behind, 1.5 second gap, which ideally I would like to keep. We know from last race traffic is going to play a factor. A little bit on the grass there. Still managed to get a good exit. I can see 54.5 from the car behind, so we really need to get our head down. Looks like we have been able to open a gap out this lap. .54.1. 54.7 for the car behind. And they may get stuck in a battle for P3. Which would help us even further. Keep thinking of shifting down there with how low the revs get, but don't need to. 54.0, leader's done 53.6. Car's behind 54.7 again, so we continue to open that gap to nearly 3 seconds now. Looks like there has been a change for third. James getting back up into third. Having made that mistake on that one, they're lucky they didn't fall further down the order. And get stuck battling further down. Into the 53s. I think that time might have been quicker than our quali lap, to be honest. Ash not able to hold third, have a 55-second that lap as they lost P3. James was quicker than us in the previous race, though we've managed to pick up our pace just by a couple of tenths. That front left pressure adjustment probably a contributing factor to that. Oh no. I can't use the wall to turn. Just got the rear tire on the grass there, which is why I spun. Car here running a little bit wide, but just caught tight down on the inside. Frustrating mistake that. This is a very important place because this is reverse grid pole that we're fighting for now. A little bit of a touring car bump there, you could say. Still sliding a bit out of the final corner. But we've got a good exit. Get alongside. Question is, do we have a straight line speed into turn one? We'll get the move done on the inside. Big snap of oversteer. Love opposite lock to hold that slide despite being full throttle. And we're up into reverse grid pole now. But I want to see if we can get another few positions at least. Very costly to make that mistake early on in the race too. You know, if we had made that mistake halfway into the race, we'd not have lost as many positions. You can see that rear left tire is getting a bit overpressured with how much I've been sliding it, especially with the mistake. Catching up to the Seat here for P11. Oh, just losing the rear end. Don't know why I lost the rear end there. Maybe just in the dirty air. But even then, like, I felt odd. Maybe the rear tire being overpressured. Oh, that does bump us out of the reverse grid once again. And it's absolutely crucial that we get in the reverse grid. So need to make up 3 places now. 3 places I just lost. Try and get to the inside here through the final corner. Can we get sort of a bit of side draft? I have to complete this move into T1 again. Which we do a little bit wide here, but the car now behind us, not able to come back at us. They are in the AM class, so they probably don't want to fight us too much. Two cars in front did 55.2 last lap, so we should be a good bit quicker than them to catch up. How long it takes us to pass is another question. Looks like the car directly in front of us here might be quicker than the one in front of them, and are trying to find a way through. You can see we gained about a second there that lap, as we have a car coming out of pit lane just letting all of us through first. Very respectful. Trying to get to the inside, couldn't quite do it on the fellow BMW. Look how much more speed through turns 1 and 2 we carry. Bit of a mistake there from the orange car. I've got to decide which car I'm going to back here. Go back the BMW, see if I can follow them through, which I do. Thought the BMW might have ran wide there. They just about kept it on the track. Five minutes to go in the race. Another snap of oversteer through turn 2. As I said, this place very important. .54.5 for the car in front. Now they've got a bit of clean air. We both look to be quicker here than the car in front of us. So there's a chance that maybe both of us will pass them. And we'll both be on the front row for the next race. Gotta try and sand it round the outside here. As we're coming up to lap a car. Go try same move again here. Big slide there, but cars behind have made a mistake fighting side by side. That should allow us to run away. Got a car off here. That's going to give us P9, which might help relax the fight behind, as that puts one of the cars behind us into the reverse grid that wasn't going to be in it previously. We're 3.3 seconds behind the car in front. Bit of a train here. But with how long's left in the race, we might be able to just catch up, but there won't be any time for us to do anything. Obviously not too sure where the leader is on track. .54.8 for the cars in front. 5.42 for myself, so only about 0.6 of a second. That's not going to be enough, but look at that. A lot of fighting up ahead with what I think is 2 laps to go. Have to imagine the leader's already across the line, so maybe we have 2 laps from here. Oh, come on! I... Go. Well, that's a crash between them two. One more lap to go here. I don't know if the car behind lifted because they thought it was the final lap. But they've dropped back a bit. Maybe we can make a last lap move here for P13. Tried to go for a cutback. They fended off the inside for the long right-hander, but didn't quite get the car set up well enough. That's really frustrating. That should have been P2 or P3, one of the two. And then it should have been P10. Only have myself to blame as well. Ooh. Ooh, that's some good news. I've just read. The Australian supercars, there was some rumours out there today that the Toyota Supra might be joining the field, and it has just been officially confirmed that they will be. From 2026. Which is great to see. So then, on the grid here for the final race, we've got a couple of slower cars in front of us. Before we get into the reverse grid, we might be able to get both of them. Yeah, neither of them are BMWs, so we might be able to get both of them before turn 1. But yeah, we could have been... Ideally, we'd be starting P10 or P9. Could have got there into second. You know, front row start with the front-wheel drive car in front of us. You know, we could have had the lead this race, and with sort of the slower cars further back, could have won this race. You know, which definitely would have helped make up for that second race. Instead, it's a recovery drive. At least we know we can make some moves. We made some moves last race. At least we know we can make them. How easy they will be this race, we don't know. Waiting for the lights now. Look at the start compared to the front-wheel drive cars. Someone's got a really bad start. That's us up to P11. P10. Bit of carnage behind us too. But we're already into the faster drivers now. Just following this BMW, you can see how much we're getting backed up here. Good exit over the final corners and under threat from behind. Trying to stick in the slipstream here. So far, it's the leaders fighting amongst themselves from the first races for P7. Not quite far enough alongside. Can't move into the final corner. Bit of curb hopping going on in front. Getting very close to that white line. See, we're only running 55s here. I could actually make this race shorter by a lap. The fact it's going slower with the reverse grid. You know, we've 54.6 from the leader at the moment. And that's a good half a second slower than what was being ran in the previous races. All over Ash's rear bumper here. Had to lift just a little bit to make sure I didn't hit the grass. Ash is definitely holding me up here. Giving Ash quite a few hurry up bumps here. Car gets spun, car in the grass. Luckily we all avoid them. Race starting to get a little bit quicker now after a couple of cars dropped out of this lead group. I got into the back of Ash there. Don't make it pushed pass. Welcome, Kevin. We're just in the middle of the final race, reverse grid. Look at the gap to the cars in front now. Oh, come on! Just couldn't hold the slide there. Lucky not to spin completely. But yeah, very frustrating to lose those 3 places. And also get the front damage. All 3 cars in front dipping wheels into the grass. Car onto the grass through the S's. I'll give us 1 free place back. Alfie, who was on pole for both the first 2 races and won the second races, got back to the lead. Just ever so slightly faster than the cars in front. Won't be fast enough to make any overtakes though. A little bit wide for the Chevy in front. Just a bit too far back to make any move there, despite being able to carry much more speed. Could be difficult to pass the car in front. Because well, we'll be getting a good bit of slipstream here. They'll be getting slipstream on the car in front, but that'll get them alongside. And ahead of the Seat, which gives the Chevy a bump in the back. Luckily, both cars being front-wheel drive, they're able to plant the throttle and recover the slides. So I get a big slide off the curb. And not being front-wheel drive, I'm now able to just plant the throttle and save that one. Fall back to 11th. So run into the grass again. Still over 6.5 minutes left in the race. But with a big gap in front of us and the cars in front of us being relatively quick. Okay, we are a little bit quicker than them, but only by a few tenths a lap. Yeah, we basically matched the lap times in front of that lap. Yes, Corey, you join us in the third and final race for the World Touring Car Cup tonight. In the opening round here. I won't spoil the first two races in case you want to go back and watch them later. And yes, we are at Suzuka on the east layout. Quite a bit faster than the cars in front of us last lap. Getting even better exit of the final corner of that lap, but the lap wasn't quite as quick. Looks like a couple of cars made a mistake last lap, falling into the 55s lap time wise. Can see sort of a 4-car train forming in front of us. 4 minutes left in the race. There is plus 1 lap at the end of this race too. So if these 4 cars start fighting, or even just 2 of them, we might be able to catch up. Car off in a grass is a lapped car. Side by side for a couple of cars in front. Which will definitely slow them down through these opening corners of the lap. Of the cars, both of the two cars in front in the 55s, Nicholas Davis was the car that started on pole this race. So they've been falling down the order. With 3 or 4 laps remaining in the race, we do have a chance at getting in front of them and getting a top 10 finish in this final race. That was a cut. Go try and give up a bit of time. Not take advantage of it. Just have a hair on my hand, which is a bit annoying. 3 laps to go, I predict. Struggling to see the car in front a little bit with all the tire smoke. Not quite close enough to make the move around the outside there. We have a lapped car in front, causing a little bit of an issue. Okay, good run over the final corner in the slipstream to a little bit of rubber banding, which is a little bit awkward. But I should be able to get this move done into T1. Lapped car moves out of the way for us, thankfully. Checkered flag is, or checkered flag isn't out, sorry. The time has counted down. The leader, I believe, already started what will be the penultimate lap. Then we'll have the +1 lap at the end. We're just under a second back from the car in front, but I don't think we're quite quick enough over them to pass them. A couple of cars nearly side by side in front. Taking a bit too much curb into the S's. Can see the car bouncing around. That's definitely not helping pace. You can see the time loss on the Delta. Four-car train here, just in front of us, P6 to P9. As we start the final lap. Unfortunately, we're just a bit too far back to really join in. But we are just about close enough that if anything goes wrong for them, we should be able to capitalize. You can see we're closing in here, but just not quite close enough to do anything. No one going for an opportunity. On the final lap here. And so yeah, we'll finish in P10. Another race of what could have been. Yes, these are 2007 World Touring cars. As you can see, Ash, who we were stuck behind in the first part of that race, finished 5th in the end, so we could have got up to P6. And who knows, we might find an opportunity to get past Ash for P5 while they were passing a few cars. So, yeah. You thought one of them would have tried some heroics on the final lap? Yeah, potentially. I mean, there's no obvious overtaking opportunity to go for. You do need that sort of half a second a lap quicker to just be able to carry enough speed through one of the S's to then, slingshot around the outside of one of the corners. But yeah, as half a second for a lap that's sub 1 minute is quite a bit. So yeah, is expecting way more smoke. Yeah, well, it is what it is, unfortunately. I mean, it would have been nice to have tried a heroic on the final lap, rather than to be benefiting from a heroic gone wrong, to be honest. But yeah, that is what it is. Yeah, it could have been worse, I suppose. Could have been worse. I just realised that final race was a one top 5 all BMWs. BMW maybe proving a little bit strong in this field. But we do have to remember, next week, when we return for round 2, the success ballast will now be in play. So for those that weren't here for the start of the stream, the success ballast is the top 12 in the overall standings. The top 12 in the overall standings will get extra ballast. It's P12 will get 6 kilos. Every place up gets an additional 6 kilos. That goes up to 72 kilos for first place. Welcome, Mafia. Moffle? Sorry, Moffle. Misreading that. Apologies. Sorry, you've just missed the final race of the touring car action. But if you want to stick around, we're going to do some Art of Rally as we usually do to finish off. Oh, that's the wrong game I launched. Hang on a second. That's not the right game. Art of Rally. Yes, welcome on to the stream. Well, yes, this was that's the final race we just finished. I won't spoil the results. If you want to go back watch the stream, watch. We had 3 races tonight. They were mostly fun, a little frustrating, and definitely could have gone better. But I won't spoil any more than that. As we load up Art of Rally here. But yeah, from next week on, there's going to be success ballast. 72 kilos for the championship leader. That'll be Alfie for winning the second and third races. We got something. So we'll be somewhere. We'll have some ballast in the standings. But for our pace, we should have a little bit less ballast than those that will be around us. So yeah, that should be very interesting. But yes, round 2 will be next week. Let me just quickly check. Sorry, that's what the next round is at. If I do this, we can go here. So yes, these are all of the races. Next week we are at Donington at the GP circuit. You're new in AC and you'd like to ask if there's some races or race series in AC you can take part in. Well, funny you say. This was just round one that started, as you can see here. If you go to the link in the description for Own It, you'll be able to find this page here, the Own It Community Racing page, and you'll see this event here. Now, you'll see the sign-ups. The grid capacity is already met, but you can sign up to the reserve list. So any people that don't show up for a race without signing out, or if someone doesn't show up without signing up, they're booted out of the series to make room for someone on the reserves list. Or if some people may just sign out, something comes up, whatever, you do get a few throughout a series usually. So those reserve slots, there's currently 9 people in the reserve lists, which is quite a few. Those reserves will filter into the main series, the main driver list. But also, for this series, since there's so many reserves, the admins are every round, they're asking people that can't make it to sign out, and they're asking those on the reserve list to sort of sign up. And any space not occupied, or sort of that is from someone stepping out for this round that has to miss a round and is signing out of that round, they will get replaced by someone on the reserve list. So despite being on the reserve list, you could end up on the grid for a couple of weeks. You'll only really find out week by week, but hey, if a lot of people sign out, you might find yourself on the main grid. I also do want to ask, next week, as you can see here, we're running a 40 pits version of Donington. I am going to ask the admins if maybe, hey, there's the space for all of the reserves, so I bet we, bring them all in for this one race. Sort of really again proper full grid for Donington. I'll have to see what they may object to that. But it's worth asking. And here's the rest of the calendar. We've got Sonoma coming up, Croft, which I haven't done a race around Croft. I've hot lapped it once or twice. I have not done a race around Croft yet, so I'm looking forward to that. Sonoma, I've done very few races on too. I've done a couple in Forza years ago now. So yeah, I look forward to that. It's been a while. Mid-Ohio raced that recently on Forza 2 on the new Forza since that's been added. But yeah, then we have Portimao. I've done a few races on. Horsma, I can't remember if this is a fictional track or not, but I've never done a race around there as well. And then Bathurst to round out the season. Bathurst should be fun in the BMW. But yeah, that is the remaining calendar for the Touring Car Series. But yeah, some good tracks in here. There isn't a track here I'm like, that's not that great. Donington's probably, if I had to pick one track that I'm like, maybe not quite fond, it might be Donington with the final section, the chicane and the 2 hairpins. They're a little bit awkward. So yeah, but yeah, we'll get that out of the way next week. Hopefully, the ballast in our favor helps us a little bit make up some ground in the championship. But yeah, we will look forward to that as we'll bring Art of Rally back up. Right, so as usual, we'll run through the daily event. We're going to run through the weekly event today as well. We ran, of course, the daily event on Sunday, finished 53rd, top 20%. Of course, if you want to go back to Sunday's stream to watch that, you can do so. So yeah, let's see what we have in store for us today. We have Group 2 at Kenya, 3.5 mile dirt stage in the rain. in the rain. Let's see what Group 2 car we have. It's a Porsche. We have a Porsche. This could be a very difficult stage trying to tame this. I was going to say beast. Porsche, not much of a beast, just a very imbalanced car with its rear engine. Not going to be helped by the rain. You can see the car just sort of sliding there. Yeah, just get that grip. Don't need to guess what car it is this time. Yes. Easy one to figure out here, the iconic Porsche shape. Oh, and I should mention Morale. Sorry if you're still here, hopefully. On SimGrid, there will be other races being hosted on AC. So if you might find something else that takes your fancy. But I would definitely recommend following the Onid community. There will be a Tuesday series going forward for the foreseeable future, and there will be the occasional special event ran on Saturdays. So last month in August, we had Long Beach Grand Prix in Formula 3 cars. I did a stream on that back. That's a month ago to the day, actually. It was the 17th of August. So you can get an idea. I already have an inkling, some behind-the-scenes knowledge of what the next special event could be. But that is a secret, and I will not be spilling the secrets here. This game feels so chill. It is. It is really chill. One of the reasons why I just love coming to this to end out a stream. Especially a stream like today where it's been a little bit frustrating. Not quite happy with how it's gone. And it's like, right, just move on and have a nice way to end the stream rather than on a bit of a low note. So there we finished the daily stage. 24.0 seconds puts us 25th, which is a bit better than we did on Sunday. Top 10%. That's good going. Just go take a quick drink here. Let's hope for no rain in the weekly. I mean, we'll deal with it. We'll see what car we have first. But yeah, last week in the weekly event, we did really well. 23rd. I think that, as I've said before, I think that is my best, or if not one of my best at least, results in the weekly event. Top 4%, that is really good going, especially since the weekly event, of course, gets more people than the daily events do. Let's see what we have this week. We have Group B at Finland. If we do get some rain, it could be a bit tricky here. Do you need any mods to be able to race in icy events? Yes. There are a couple. Content Manager is pretty much a must. It isn't technically a must, but it is so useful that is just deemed a must-have. There's a visual, graphic, post-processing filter mod, either Pure or Sol, SOL. One of them two is recommended. And then each individual event will have its own mods. So, for example, the Touring Car season, all of those tracks are modded tracks, and all of the cars are modded cars. To To download mods, it's very easy. If you want to stick around after we do the weekly event, I'll show you how easy it is to install mods. But yeah, it is incredibly easy. There's two ways you can do it. You can do it through Content Manager, which is slightly easier, but not recommended. Or you can do it through the File Explorer, which is pretty much, I would honestly, when you know how to do it, it is just as easy, and it is guaranteed to work every time. Content Manager works 9 out of 10 times, but a few mods don't like being installed through Content Manager. But yeah, if you stick around, I'll go through that for you. But here we are in an Audi Quattro S1, I believe. This version is called, with the body kit. Of course, Group B, quite a fast class. Two easily identifiable cars this week, yes indeed. Glad the game didn't decide that was too much and didn't reset me there. This car is very fun to drive. Well balanced, nice and agile. Coming towards the end of the first stage here. There's the finish. 151.6 for the first stage, puts us 42nd. Top 15%. I'd like to try and get a little bit higher than that. We have a short 2-mile stage here, which isn't a lot of time to make up, or isn't a lot of stage to make up time. Starting off here, a little bit on the tarmac, only a few hundred meters. Before we get onto the gravel again. Just about avoiding that rock there. Being careful of that jump, so you could easily jump into the slow to load logs on the outside. Gotta be careful over the crests here. Rear end sliding around a bit more than I'd like it to. Getting a bit creative with the confines of the stage. Up to line 120.9 for the second stage here. Puts us up to 35th, but nearly 10 places gained. Still in the top 15%. So as we make it halfway through, we've got a 3.7 mile stage coming up. We shouldn't need to make any repairs. Clean the car and off we go. Hopefully we'll be able to make up a few more places here. This car does struggle a bit with its power band. Turbo lag, quite noticeable. Find myself stuck between first and second gear a little bit. Turned in a bit too early there. Got into reverse quite quickly, but didn't get rotated the way I wanted it to. But didn't lose too much time there. Definitely could have lost a lot more. Easy over the jump. Another jump lip easy to fire off into the fence. Bit of elevation there. Little bit of a corner cut there. I'm just losing the rear end. I had to check the car up not to spin it into the trees. Just checking the hay bales are okay. Yeah, sure. Definitely been a messy stage, this. A little bit of a cut there, but we get away with it from the game. Seemed to pay off. There's a bump in there that unsettled the car a little bit. There's the finish, 246.8. Definitely lost a bit of time in there, but we still improve up to 30th. Wasn't too bad. Into the top 10% now with one stage to go. We'll run the same stage again, but in the reverse direction and at night time. So we know there's a few things to look out for in this stage, including that jump. We knew that corner was going to tighten up, as that's when we had a little bit of a cut on in the other direction. Oh, it nearly ran wide into that rock. The headlights do help a bit with seeing the elevation. They can help point out the crests like that. That's the same high bill I hit last time, wasn't it? Just misjudging the corner a bit. Again, thankfully, not too much time lost. As we get through the technical end of the stage, 145.4, quicker than we were in the other direction, but still in 30th. We could have made 2 places. We could have made 2 places there, up to 20th had we not hit that high bill at the end. That definitely cost us more than 4 tenths. To get up to 27th, we needed another 5.5 seconds. If you count up all the mistakes, yes, there's 5.5 seconds in there, but that's a bit of a stretch. So 30th for now. Of course, we're still quite early on in the week. This runs to the end of Saturday, the weekly events. So quite a lot of time to fall down through the pack, but in the top 10%, that's not too bad. We'll obviously check tomorrow and Thursday when we do the daily events. Then on those streams, we'll have a little check on how far we've fallen. But yes, 30th for now. Yes, let's head back to full screen. And as I promised for Mufal, that I will show you how to install mods on ACC. Not ACC, sorry, on Assetto Corsa. Just give me a moment here to check a couple of things. So I will bring that over here. I will need to have this open. Yep, and then I will also need this open. I'm just going to drag this here. Drag that over there. And what else do I need? I will need another File Explorer tab. All right, thank you for sticking around, Kevin, for joining us today. We'll be finishing anyway after I give this sort of quick tutorial on how to install ACC. But yeah, right, we should be all good here. So let's switch back. So for downloading mods on Assetto Corsa, when you hit the download button on the web page that you're getting the mod from, I won't explain that bit as it changes a lot depending on where you're getting the mod from. Hopefully the events should give you a link directly to the page of where you can download the mod. And it'll be as simple as, oh, yep, download. Sometimes they might have the mod shared on Google Drive. You can just download it from there. Wherever you download, you will download a zip, kind of like what we see here. These are 2 mods I've downloaded and installed recently. The WTCC pack, that's what we've been using today. Cadillac V Series R is one I've downloaded recently, being used by LFM. But if we first of all, I'm going to show you the way to install this through Content Manager. Now, you can see here, we have the vseries.r. Of course, I already have it installed. Now, that's not what I wanted to do. If I go here and right click, I can open the folder, come back here, and to show that this works, I'm going to delete that file. Close that, cancel that, and now you'll see the Cadillac doesn't appear on this list anymore. It is no longer installed, and to show that, let me just pick another car, try and go back. Oh, it's not there. By the way, this little green dot you see next to cars shows that is newly installed, or recently installed, I should say. So, first way you can download a mod is by taking this zip file, dragging it into Content Manager. You'll see this little arrow up here. I'll search for content. Hopefully this works. And you can see all the stuff it's picked out in the mod. It's picked out a couple of fonts for the liveries, the car, and car configs. So you press install and it will install. Give it a moment as it kind of extracts everything from the zip file. And they're successfully installed. We can clear that, and when we go into here, we will see Cadillac vseries.r, and we can go race it. So that is the easier way, but it is not the... It can have flaws. So go ahead, delete it once more. And I'm going to show you the second way. So once again, it is no longer installed. I'll pick a car, and yeah, you can see Cadillac not there anymore. So for this time, we're going to open a second File Explorer menu. And this is your documents. Usually there will be an Assetto Corsa folder here. And in it, you've got a lot of stuff. So replays, this is all your replays that you can find here. Screens is all your screenshots. But the one we're looking for, oh, there's setups too, you can get all your setups. The one we're looking for here is the content folder. But we're actually going to come back out of that because I believe, now, if you have WinRAR installed, you can download it for free. It says you need a license. You don't really, but shh. You can use the free trial forever. Sorry. So yeah, you can see here, this is the Cadillac folder. Open it through WinRAR. I can see we have two folders here. Content, which we can see content here. And extension, which I don't actually see here. I don't see an extension here. Odd. But yeah, if you just select these two, drag them across, select everything here, drag it across here. I'll see it pops in here. Config. Yeah, I'm not sure about that, but just to show that it works. It hasn't actually worked. That's a bit embarrassing. That usually does work. That's how I installed it last time. Hang on a second. Go to C for Cadillac. CF. Oh, sorry, I hadn't actually installed. Oh, sorry, correction. Hang on. Yeah, let me correct myself here. I think I've misremembered. Yeah, you can't actually install stuff through here. Sorry, my bad. Forget what I did there. Yeah, so pretend I never did that. So, instead of, sorry, yeah, this, so of course, forget that. Instead, what you want to go to is where you have your Assetto Corsa install on Steam. Now, one way you can get to this is by going to Assetto Corsa in your Steam library, open here, manage, browse local files, and this will open up your Assetto Corsa folder. I have it easily memorized. On my SSD here, I've got Steam library, Steam apps, common, and then we'll see the Assetto Corsa folder. And it's in here that we want to drag these two folders. We replace the files that need replacing. And now if we go into here, we can see the Cadillac has shown up with all of its liveries. So that is the recommended way on how to do it. Reminder, if you want to get to here, find your Steam library folder, Steam apps, common, and you'll see it there. Or you can do it through Steam simply by the game settings icon up here, manage, browse local files. That will also show you it. And yeah, that's how you install mods. Tracks are the exact same way. They fall under the content folder. You can see them. Go to content. You can see cars and tracks. Many tracks here. Yes. I can delete that. But yes, that is how you install mods on Assetto Corsa. Hope you find that helpful, Mofile. Hopefully you're still here and I haven't wasted my time with that. But yes, as we're past 10:30 now, quite a bit past 10:30, that's going to wrap up stream. Okay, thanks. Yep, that good to see you're still here, and yeah, hope that helps you. And yeah, maybe I'll see you in a future race. But yeah, there's a lot of mods you can find for Assetto Corsa, and yeah, I hope you enjoy them. And yeah, as I said, maybe we'll see each other on track soon. That, however, is going to do it for stream today. We will be back tomorrow at 4. I can bring it up here in just a second. We'll be back tomorrow on Assetto Corsa Competizione, and we'll be on the Genera Spec series. We'll be starting around same time as today's stream started, 7:40 p.m. BST. That's the UK time. For this Genera series, stream will start at the end of practice, sort of during the driver's briefing, rolling into a 50-minute qualifying session. Then we have two 25-minute races. The grid for them will be set by the grid for both of those races set by the qualifying order, and it will work. We figured out what the problem was from the Imola social race last time. ACC didn't like the format that we had there. And then there's going to be the finale in 6 weeks' time is going to be a 45-minute race. The calendar for that, if I click the right button, we're at Brands Hatch tomorrow. Stream is scheduled for that. I made a community post, which you can find the links for all of this week's streams in. Yeah, we've got Donington Park. It's a UK themed calendar for this. Then we've got Snarton, Silverstone in the rain, Oldham Park, and then back to Brands Hatch for the finale. in the night this time. But yeah, we have that to look forward to tomorrow, and then on Thursday we have a GT4 series as well. I'll be starting 7:40 p.m. as well UK time. So nice consistent start time for all streams. And then next time we'll be back with this round 2 at Donington as well. We're going to have a bit of Donington next week. 2 doses of Donington in touring cars and then Ginetta's. So I hope you all like Donington next week. But yes, that is it. And this stream will start 10 or 15 minutes later, so we don't have as much practice time. The one I showed earlier that we were doing today is an Assetto Corsa. This Ginetta Spec series and the GT4 series on Thursday that we're doing is ACC. But as I said earlier, you can search on SimGrid. If you go to filters, you can search by game. I can search Assetto Corsa game, Assetto Corsa filter. And there, yeah, you can see there's a few Assetto Corsa events on at the moment or in the near future. Truck racing, minis, more touring cars. You get the gist. There is quite a few they can potentially enjoy, as well as, of course, the Onid one on currently. But yes, as I've said now, that's going to do it for today's stream. Hopefully, we'll see you in one of the streams later tomorrow or Thursday. If not, enjoy the rest of your week. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of your evening. I hope you all have a good start to Wednesday tomorrow. And yes, until next time, thank you all for showing up. Kevin, Cora, Iris, and Mofal, thank you for being here for today's stream. And yes, and if you haven't already, make sure you check out today's versus community video. We were racing cars featured in Top Gear and the Grand Tour Challenges to sort of celebrate the final Grand Tour episode featuring Hammond, Hammond, James, and Jeremy in their final episode. The racing wasn't the best racing ever, but there was the odd good battle in it. I'll not spoil it. But yes, until tomorrow, enjoy the rest of your evening. Have a good day. Start to the day tomorrow. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye bye.